Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Sales on Demand show. I am your wonderful host, Adam Schneider, and today is episode 91, and we're going to be talking about everything coming to a halt, or is it? It is currently the 18th of December, so next episode, not this one, but the next one is going to be my annual recap of 2020. So it's going to be good. I mean, it's going to be a juicy, I'm going to recap everything that happened in 2020. And we'll talk about, what I think I did wrong, what I did right, and just how things went generally. So, of course, right now, as you probably know, or maybe you don't, basically all of the packages on planet Earth are kind of at a standstill, more or less. But that does not mean that you cannot make sales. That doesn't mean that you have to just take the rest of the year off, and you should still be able to make sales even today. In fact, I just got a sale from Etsy just now, and I'm seeing loads and loads of sales coming in from Amazon, so that's really good, and I'll tell you what I did that on my store to get those extra sales. So, for me, this is like the busiest day in the world. I have just endless calls with people. I just finished a coaching clinic. I'm looking forward to having the weekend off, quite frankly. I'm going to sit and do just work on a few things. And one of the things I'm working on is I just bought some of my own sublimation equipment. I'm going to run some experiments for myself. This is not something that I recommend everybody do, or even most people do. Sublimation equipment is expensive. You're not going to save money by making your own products unless you're making literally tens of thousands a year. Then, of course, you're going to probably start saving money by printing and shipping your own products, although it's going to take you lots more time and you're going to have to, you're going to be working, like actually working, instead of sitting at your desk working, which, it might be work, but it's not the kind of work that you're doing when you're sublimating. So really, I just wanted to do some experiments. I'd like to try sending some products to Amazon Canada for FBA, because it is, having success with Amazon.com, and I live in Canada. I thought, well, maybe I can send some products to Amazon.ca, make some sales from there, and take advantage of Amazon Canada's, Prime delivery service. So it's, I've got the equipment that I need to do it. It cost me a pretty penny, but I think it's going to be a fun experiment. Eventually, and this is something that I've talked about before, I would like to I'd like to have my own warehouse and start printing all of my own FBA stock. So I'm still kind of running with that as a goal, but that might be years down the road. So this is just basically me playing around with it until, sometime in the future. So anyway, sales, of course, are still coming in, but I have almost run out of stock with Amazon FBA, which is kind of sad, because this year I realized I didn't have as many items in stock as I did last year, so I won't make the same number of sales as I did last year. Last year I did really good on Amazon. Almost hit 25,000 just in the last month, so I'm not going to hit that this year. I can already tell that. Just because I don't have as much items in stock. The two best sellers that I had, they ran out of stock at the beginning of December. I probably could have sold another 1,000 units each of each one of them. I wasn't sure what was going to happen, and I didn't have the cash to send those in right away. So, it is what it is, right? You just have to do the best you can with the resources that you've got. So that's where I'm sitting this year. But I am making loads of sales on Etsy, which is great, because I'm still making the same amount of money. Etsy is kind of picked up where Amazon is slacking off there. And I'm making those sales on Etsy by telling people that their item is not going to make it in time. I am specifically telling people, yes, this item will not make it in time for Christmas, but I'm giving them 10% off. And I'm basically making it a late Christmas sale. So I went into my store and I started a sale for 10% off. And basically I said, get 10% off your late Christmas gift. So people are not going to get it in time. Takes the stress off of me, but it still, it still gives me a sale. And basically it makes everybody happy. Cool. So don't forget, you can get a free video and weekly tips when you join my email list. Plus, I sometimes put information on my emails that is not included in the weekly podcast. This is all part of my overall training program that I offer called Print on Demand A to Z. You can find that at salesondemandshow.com/AZ. There is a discount code where till the end of the year you can get $200 off of that purchase. It is on sale for $297. And the discount code is SOD200. SOD200, no spaces. So, let's talk about how to make a few last-minute sales in 2020. So, of course, I said that I've got a sale on, and this is part of my... You want to sell people on benefits. No matter what situation you are in, there is always something that you can turn to your benefit, right? A lot of people have this really linear view of other people. The new sellers tend to make really, really crazy assumptions about their customers because they think, well, this is what I would want, therefore everybody wants it, right? And that is a mistake. You do not want to always assume that you know what your customers are thinking. And in some cases, you might be just dead wrong about why that person is buying from you. So many sellers assume that their customers want their item delivered for Christmas. But that's not always true. And by assuming this, you can miss out on some last-minute Christmas sales. Now, if you're really stressed about this, obviously, do what you're comfortable with. I'm not telling you guys to go out and make, do risky things, but this is not risky. I told you that I am telling people your item will not arrive by Christmas, right? So here are some do's and don'ts for getting those last-minute Christmas sales. So do be honest about delivery times, okay? Right now, delivery times are way up. Way up. There are mountains of packages sitting at the United States Postal Service, and things are not moving very quickly. The warehouses are taking a long time to print things, and it's kind of crazy. So do be honest about how long it's going to take, and give lots of extra time in your handling and your production. Well, those are the same, but the production and shipping times, make sure those are long. Now, there's always some sales to be had from people who kind of got in late, but there's a little bit more work involved with this one. So one of the little juicy things that you can offer for people is to give them gift cards. And I get my gift cards from Rachel Raffay, who is kind of my employer right now. And you can find those at rachelraffay.com/gift-cards. So she just gives these cards out. It does put you on her email list, so that's the only cost, is you join Rachel's email list and you get those gift cards, right? So it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. Those gift cards are an amazing thing to have, and you can offer them as a bonus for anybody who buys from you. Many people probably don't even care, but at least it's there. And you say, okay, now I'll just email me and ask me, and I'll send you the gift card. It's free printable digital gift card, and you just have to message me, and I'll give it to you. So that's my strategy. Now, here are some things not to do. So definitely what you're not want to do is don't cancel orders because they won't make it there in time. So I was telling my coaching students about this, and I'll reiterate it for you. Okay, you have to make people accountable for their actions. Just because, if somebody orders something and they They're like, oh, it's not going to arrive in time. I don't want this anymore. Well, too bad. You made an agreement with me. All of the information that you needed was on the listing. I told you it was printed and shipped from the United States. I just had someone today who was wondering, where's my mug? I only live one province away from you. And I said, well, all of my listings say that these items are printed and shipped from the United States, right? So the fact that I live in Canada doesn't mean it's printed and shipped from Canada. So you got to read things when you buy them. I didn't say that, but that was implied. So he said, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know. And that was it. That was the end of the conversation. So now he knows he made an oopsie, and his item isn't going to arrive in time, but he has nobody to blame but himself for that. So I'm not going to go out and take responsibility for people's inability to read. On the other hand, I will always try and do my best for people if they need some help. So if this fellow says to me, hey, can you send me one of those gift cards? I would be like, I would be delighted to send you a gift card. Here you go. Print it out or give it to your, send it in an email, and you can show this person what they're going to be getting when it arrives. I'm not going to cancel the order because he made the order with all of the information that he needed right there. And so my policy is I don't cancel orders. It's a pain in the butt, and oftentimes I end up losing money because the product ends up going out anyway, and I've already refunded the customer. So it's not something that I do. And I recommend that you do the same thing. Don't offer to cancel orders after they're put into the production flow. It's a waste of time for you, and you'll lose money. Make people accountable for their actions. If you go and you sign a mortgage for a house, you don't get to give the house back, right? If you find out that the mortgage payments are too much, or it's like, okay, well, I didn't know that my neighbors, had loud parties in the backyard. Well, okay, now you got to deal with that. Just because you didn't know, just because you weren't, smart enough to make a little bit of work to go out there and learn this, doesn't mean that it's my fault, right? Now, that being said, it's pretty easy to deal with customers who have these issues. So the way to deal with it is to just be professional. Never, never, never let them suck you into trading insults, or never treat them in a condescending way. So don't speak down to them. Speak to them on their level. Be polite and be neutral. Okay? You're just informing them of the news. Commiserate with them about 2020. We're all kind of living in the same experiment right now. It's the 2020 experiment to see just how far we can really push everybody before they really break. Well, don't be the one to break. So be neutral, tell people what the facts are, and offer them what you can. Don't offer to cancel them or refund them unless there's a really good reason. And a really good reason would be, if the item takes 8 weeks to get there, sure, that's grounds for a refund. But, aside from that, if it's going to take an extra week, that's not my fault. I can't predict these things. We're all in the same boat, right? If every single person who has a package in the mail stream right now got a refund, then basically every single retailer will lose money. And we just cannot allow that to be the case, right? We're not doing this for free. I'm not handing out gifts to random strangers. I'm trying to make a living here. So I just don't offer refunds unless something's broken or something like that. Now, that being said, there are some one-off things that you might want to do, but I've already kind of gone over that. So, I'm probably going to end it right there, guys. I'm starting to kind of lose my voice here. I'm just doing so much talking that it's been hard on my voice. So I'll probably leave it there, but stay tuned next week. My annual recap is coming. It's going to be real good. I'm going to really get in depth on what went well, what didn't go well, and what I think is going to happen going forward. So don't miss that. It's going to be really good. And we'll see you guys next week. Cheers.